The whole world I wait for this. I make the beat drop off. Play them up.
Might have to take out the Diddy music, you know. I might have to take out the Diddy part. But that was a Biggie song. More money, more problems. I can't let Diddy's fuckery upset the history of the music and take away from what the notorious B.I.G., Mr. Christopher Wallace, did for the music and the culture. But good morning.
Good morning.
From me to you, good morning, good afternoon. My UK counterparts, good afternoon, almost evening, I reckon. 7 a.m. from the Pacific Northwest, big you up every single time. It's a good Monday morning of reflection. Reflection of we are still on for that Boy 10 thing. Yesterday's episode was a barn burner. Absolute love the chat, you know. But I glanced at the calendar today, people. I glanced at the calendar today and, like, damn. It's January 12th, so it's damn near mid-January. And anyone else notice just how quiet the transfer window has been? Like, normally Arsenal fans are crying out for transfers around January, but this one has been relatively quiet transfer-wise. Does that mean that we're happy with the squad that we have? Or part of that discourse is we don't want Mikel to spend any more money. Okay, that's been a topic of discussion leading up to the transfer window, but it has gone stale. It's gone quiet, so to speak. And part of that is probably because we are top of the league with a 6-point margin. Had it been 2 points, would that have made a difference? Would we be more active, or rumors would be more active in the transfer window so far? I don't know. But what are your thoughts about why the transfer window has become so quiet? Not just for Arsenal, but for Premier League teams in general. Man City do what Man City does. So the fact that they swooped up Semenyo was not a big talking point, because this is what they do. But I'm of the opinion that should Arsenal made a big move, not even a big move, a shrewd move that made sense, this transfer window, the message that it would send to the masses would have been great. Would have been, hey, these men are strengthening from the top of the league, you know. Could it mean that they are turning the page? Could it mean that they are not the same, boring, not the same, we're going to compete, we're going to challenge. If we win while we're doing that, great, but it's not the priority. That's the message that it would send. But pardon my manners, people, while I big up the absolute legends who are passing through. Big up to the doctor. Hope it's Monday AM. Vibing, smash the likes on the way in. You heard the man. You heard the doc. Man, like Godfrey, my brother. Big up to you, man. Absolute legend of the community. A pillar in the community, you know. Big you up, man. Bigging up the doc. First time here since the Liverpool game. Didn't I say Arteta was going to bottle it? Never in doubt. Consistent in failure. Real specialist in bottling. Sock his clot. We had a wicked stream leading up to that, but I'm glad to have you back in the space, Yomi. But the fog around that has kind of cleared now, because the talking point is it's not the opportunity missed to go 8 points clear, which was the title of my video for the stream directly following the Liverpool game. The talking point is, hey, we're still 6 points clear. and then we go into the weekend of the Manchester Derby with hope that the Manchester United faithful can do us a solid, and then we can go 8 or 9 points clear. But there's always a spin. Big up to the assembled. Godfrey vibing. Big up to big up to the proper Chelsea. Big up to Brian with the world champion of the world, Craig. Not just of London, but of the world, Craig. And we will see you on Wednesday. What you saying for that game? This game is of great consequence. Only the Karabuki. But them man damn sure don't want to lose to us. And we damn sure don't want to lose to this version of Chelsea who are 17 points adrift of us in the Premier League. We could see Chelsea a lot this season, right? Because we're already seeing them 4 times. Imagine we draw them in the FA Cup at some point 6 times, and then draw them in the champs again 8 times. Has that ever been done? Unprecedented amount of times. But I get the feeling because Chelsea, big up to Scans, because Scans at the back end of last season, Scans had dubbed them, man, and said, Chelsea, they aren't going to do anything in the league, but they are a good cup team. And that's proven to be true because they aren't doing anything in the league. In the league, I'm going to be honest. I thought Chelsea was going to be closer to us than they are now. I honestly thought they were closer to us than people think. And I don't think it's a Maresca thing. I just think consistently over 38 games, this is who they are, and they are where they're supposed to be. But I thought they would have been better. I don't think Chelsea would have been 8th behind United and Newcastle. Nah, not the champions of the world, Craig. I didn't think you would win less games than Fulham at this point and the same amount of wins as Brighton. I thought Chelsea was going to kick on this year, Brian. I'm not going to lie. 100%. Big up to the legend that is Cooper. Cooper, you 100%. I know you had that surgery and all that back in a couple of months ago. You may have given us updates, and I just haven't caught up. But I hope that surgery went well, man, and I hope you're fully healed, fully recovered in that. Hey, what a way to open the show. The music and the BBK Sports will be forever linked. Godfrey, forever, forever. Forever, ever? Forever, ever. Big up to Lynch, the legend that is Lynch. Like DJ said, what would we do without Lynch? Where would we be without the legend that is Lynch, man? Big up to Lynch every time. Matter of fact, while Lynch is in here, let me go ahead and do this for Lynch because I've been meaning to do it for a while now. There we go. I gotta run. My 3-year-old is sick. Hey, man, peace and love. Do your thing. And speedy recovery to her, man. It's because Don Kai is back. Yeah, Kai is back. And I'm sure Mikhail is delighted with the news of the German giraffe back in the fold. Now, it sets up an interesting dynamic going into Wednesday's game, does it not? Gyökeres's form, plus Gyökeres rested for the FA Cup game, which I thought he would have played him, especially when he's known for playing 210s in the FA Cup games or the Cup games. 210s is what Gyökeres thrives on. I thought he would have experimented a little bit, but okay, he rested. Calm, fair. But with Kai Havertz back into the fold for the first time in Arteta's tenure, for the first time this season, yeah, he has the full array of his strikers available. All 4 of them are healthy. And I did say all 4 of them because I'm including Mikhail Merino in there. Yep. So he has Gyökeres, he has Jesus, he has Merino, and he has Kai. So over the course of the next month, this month and next, because we still have, 7 games remaining in the month? 6 or 7 games remaining in the month of January. So we will know. You know how we talked about which one is his number 1 striker, his first striker, second, third? We will know. We will have this answer between a month from today. In the month of February, we will know which one of these guys is Mikel Arteta's go-to striker in Premier League, Champions League. Not Cups rotation and that, but a must-win game, which one is he going to go with, regardless of who the opponent is, right? This is who we are. This is our style of play. We're going to impose our will onto you. This is my best starting 11. And something tells me, I get the weird feeling that it's not Gyökeres. Big up to Guna SC. You can't sign players in January. Big up to men like Jagans in the building. Big up to Jagans. What you telling me, G? Good, yeah? Blessings, man. Social joins in the house. Good day in the chat. The assembled is here. But this team can't beat Brighton. And how are we out of everything and didn't expect anything? Lot said there. Some more dappings going on. We stick to the heavens when playing lower league teams. Well, one would say our biggest wins this season came against lower league teams, against Forest and Leeds. 3-0 and 5-0 in the league. And Tottenham. 4-1 in Tottenham in that, you know. This Reigns, this what guy? I'm not sure of the name. Is going to want to make a mark beating Mikel. Oh, this Rosignol. Liam. He's going to want to make, yeah, of course. Of course, you know. So this is an opportunity, an early opportunity for Arsenal Football Club to make that seat over there hot. Because that man don't want to lose to us. And they shouldn't want to lose to us at the Bridge. But we haven't lost to Chelsea at the Bridge in about 4 years, bro. 4 or 5 years in any competition. The last time they beat us, it was at the Emirates. 2021, 2-0. Lukaku and Reece James bodying Pablo Mari and whoever else was at center back for us that year. So we don't typically lose there. So we have a great opportunity here to make that seat. That's because the manager's seat at Chelsea is never cold, right? It's always warm. So we'll make it warmer. It's not gonna get hot. They're not gonna sack him, but we can lay the groundwork and beat him up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think we lose that game on Wednesday. But more to follow on that. Manners and respect. Yep. Take on the Gehi rumors. I think they're just that. Part of me wants to believe that that Benjamin White will leave the club this summer, so we will need another defender. I think that's why we're linked to a defender. And if you look at Benjamin White, man, Benny Blanco, he looks a shell of himself. He doesn't look like he's enjoying his football, you know? He doesn't look like the 2022 to 2024 version of himself. So, you know, Adolf, appreciate you coming back. Appreciate you circling back the wagon. You were here yesterday. It was a pretty good discussion, but big you up. We're on 13 likes already. Hey, 20 is the magic number, you know. I don't ask for much. We get to 20, that's a good day for me. Chelsea, right the position. You can't skip stages. Chelsea have ran the marathon first before title competing. But, you know, this was what they used to flex on us when Matisse came in there with the money gun and was spraying. You know, we don't do phases. We just spend the money. Billion. We just spend the money and we go for it. You know, and if they value the Club World Cup and the Conference League that they shouldn't have ever been in, then I guess it kind of validates it. But for me to start giving it to these other teams, giving it to Chelsea and giving it to Liverpool and even United, I still need a trophy in our cabinet. Until then, I might laugh at them quietly, but I won't be out here, you know, giving it the big one like you, man, said. Big up to Uncle Views in the house, the legend that is Uncle Views. Big up chat and the host. Big up to brother. I don't even want to mess this name up, man. Is it Diamine? Big you up. Let's not make it hard and get a win Wednesday to set us up for the second leg. Yeah. I think the worst result we get is a draw, right? Even if we draw there, they're not beating us at the Emirates, and I think we get through it. Yeah, but we win, we're in a final. We got 1 foot in a final, and that's what I'm on. You know, give me a day out at Wembley. I fancy us against City or against Newcastle, preferably Newcastle, because this is not the same version of Newcastle. Walter Mate is in good form and he's a good player, but he is not the form that Isak was in last year. Last year, Isak was unplayable. Man had our center backs looking nervous. You know, big up to the BX Gunner. Big you up, my G. Coming to us from the Queen City. Yeah, Kai starting 9 every game. We are done now. How did he look now? You man's honest opinion. When he came on for that little cameo, how did he look? Was his movement crisp? You know, were his actions deliberate on the ball, or was he still the shy, clumsy Kai? We are menu finished. I'm patiently waiting for that Don Kai stinker and hooked patch. We will be there. Said 67. I did. Hey, there he is. There, we found him. Ladies and gentlemen, he is here. I told you he wouldn't hide. He doesn't do the boy thing, unless he only hides for a short period of time. But I had faith in you, Wahaha. I thought you would have got by Brighton, man. But, you know, the former Arsenal man, and I'm calling him the former Arsenal man, Danny Welbeck. he had other plans. Big you up, Wahaha. Oh, man. Yeah, Lynch, big you up, man. Legend around these parts. Did you see the ball that Odegaard passed to Kai? Bro is always having that same opportunity with Gyökeres, and he passes sideways, lame ass captain, you know. It's at the point now where when Odegaard gets on the ball, you start to observe these things. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't want to watch football that way. That's why I watch most games twice. Because when the game's are live and I'm watching my football team, I watch it in real time as a fan. I don't watch it as a pundit or as an analytical postio. That day I'm gonna critique every. No, I want to watch my football team and just watch it as a fan and enjoy the football, which has been tough to do. I'm not gonna lie. But after the emotion is gone on a playback, you can actually watch a game of football with the analytic lens on and get different pointers, things that you would have missed because you were emotional at the time, which I am when games are on. And a lot of men, there were people that frequent this group chat or the comment section that I'm in group chats with, and they can tell you that during games I don't speak. Uncle Views is in the chat. If he's still here, he can testify. I don't. When the games are on, I am locked in. You have some man who want to text the entire damn game. I'm like, how do you do that shit? How do you watch a game of football and you're tweeting, you're texting, you're doing? I'm locked in watching the game as a fan, you know. So when I'm on the watch back is when I really hone in on Odegaard and watch his movement, watch his passing, and that's when I draw the conclusion that he sometimes, for the large part of games, he's just out here trying to look busy. Still thinks he start Yuck. Yeah, I think he's gonna start Yuck until the story gets the noise around him gets so distracting that he is forced to sit him, or till he bangs and then he might have to play him. You know, might have to keep playing him. But that would require Yuck to bang in spite of the sabotage from the manager and from the captain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I touched on that. Yeah. I'd have him at Arsenal. You know, I'd love to have 3 of the best center backs in the Premier League at our team. I think Kepa starts. Again, he's in the car. I do too. I think he keeps Kepa. But I do think he brings the big guns in from the back line. You know? So yeah. I'm not sure about the left back. You know, I don't. The Calafiori thing is kind of iffy at the minute. The Hincapié thing is iffy at the minute. So, you know, it's the starting 3-back line and Calafiori. But then, you know, the midfield, where the game is won, is where it gets sticky for me. Where the game is won, the engine, the nucleus of the team, the midfield, he's going to go with Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard, especially since they have no Caicedo. Benny Blanco is cooked. Played him for 3 months with an injury. He doesn't look. He looks like he can't even run. If you go look at the 2023-2024 season, there was a game against Bayern Munich when Leroy Sané, who is blessed for pace, clean through, and Benny Blanco chases him down to make one of the tackle of the game. The 2-2 draw. That version of Benny Blanco is what I want to see, is what I want us to get back to. But he doesn't have it. You know how we say he lost a step? Nah, Benny Blanco has lost 2 steps, maybe even 3. Does not look like the same player. We have to concede. We no longer, going into the season, we were saying, and rightfully so, we were owning, the right back position in Arsenal Football Club is one of the strongest positions in all of football, where we are. 2 of the best. It's no longer true. We don't have that. We get Guéhi, we can say that about our center backs, our center back depth, but it's not there anymore at the right back position. I'm sorry. And it's sad because I've rated Ben right, man. I did. The legend that is Views. Make sure, people, 25 of you locked in, at least one of you is not subscribed to Views. So if you're looking at the screen right now, just click this link, please and thanks, and go subscribe to this brother. You're going to get some real. This guy, the legend, that is Gianni. Hope all is well, bro. How about them Bears? Bears down, yeah. Bears away. The Eagles are out. You know, the Panthers are out. For all the NFL connoisseurs, there's a big game tonight. The Steelers play. I think the Steelers will go through. But, you know, the Seattle Seahawks, the home team, well, not my team, but they are the number 1 seed in the NFL. They have a wicked game next weekend here in Seattle against the San Francisco 49ers. I may or may not be at that game. But it's a good vibe out here in the city right now. Not gonna lie. We stink at semis, 1 foot in the final. You know, it's only Chelsea. What are we doing? It's only Chelsea. Chelsea standing in the way between us and a trophy. The Bears, big up, yeah, the Eagles, man. So, you know, questions got to be asked about Jalen, and, you know, AJ Brown dropping that pass. He catches those 99.999% possession of the time. 99.999. That's nerves, Doc. That pass in the 4th quarter that he dropped, that's nerves, bro. Because he catches those with his eyes closed. Does anyone remember the manager at Inter that nearly ruined R9 with a ridiculous training message? Yeah. Well, what the fuck was his name? Jesus. That is a good one, BS Gunner. You know, and he didn't almost ruin him. You can argue that he did. You know, because, you know, R9 was a big body brother. You know, he was never this skinny. He was all pace and power. You know, and yep. And it's not like he was the type that trained very well, if you know what I mean. Share the line, guys. Big up Blacks. Welbeck on smoke nowadays. You know, I swear I thought Welbeck was 30, was like closer to my age. I see that boy. Was he 35? How is he just 35? I felt like Danny's been playing football since the 90s. Like playing Premier League football since the 90s. He's still only 35. Like, what? You mean Dallo and Dorgu had other plans? You know what, Wahaha? I'm going to hold my hands up on this Dorgu guy. I'm sorry. You know, the flashes that I see of him, I thought I saw a player there when I watched him, when I did watch United play. But I'm sorry. Yeah, he is shit. Dallo has moments of brilliance every now and then going forward, right? But Jesus, Dorgu, yeah. I'm gonna, yeah. Was Dorgu a Ruben signing or a Ten Hag signing? I don't even know, but yeah, he. My apologies, bro. You're shit. Kai didn't do anything, says Social. Spent his time outside the box. I said it in the fan base is like players get on the ball and look busy. Look like we are threatening, but we aren't doing anything. Busy football. Yep. The guy on the construction site with a clipboard just walks around with a clipboard and a hat. Everyone thinks he's important. Project manager. Meanwhile, he's the project manager's cousin. Rolo Campos say thoughts on Rivals fans saying They don't rate Arteta, and he is overrated. Well, I'm here to tell you, rivals are going to say that because they might have to come to term that he might win the Premier League this season. But over here, we're here to tell you that I try to stay away from the overrated term, but I think Arteta is giving protections and putting the conversation that he has no business being in. Right? He is put to sit at table where he doesn't belong. The first manager to do this, that, and that, and they put him in a at a table with Klopp, and then you look at it, and then the top gooners will look at it and say, "Oh my God, he's the." And then me will look at the same picture and I say, "He's the only one at that table without a Premier League trophy." You know, he's the only one at that table without a UCL. You know, and he's making more money than all of them. He's paid more than all of them, but win less. So when it's all said and done, yeah. Wait a damn minute. I completely misread this text. I thought you said don't rate Arteta. And I went on to go have a go at Arteta when it said Saka. Oh, Jesus, must be the flu. They don't rate Saka and he's overrated. Well, overrated doesn't mean that he's bad, right? The thing is with Saka, at this point, most of us were expecting him to kick on and be at the world-class level where he's scoring 20 goals a season, and he hasn't hit that yet. And until he hits that, we're going to have a hard time defending him. Unfortunately, I still play football, so I can already see the shit he plays. Yeah. My days are over, man. I thought I could get back on the pitch. January was my target date to get back on the pitch after my ACL, my bro. But I think it's over for me because I can put weight on my knee. I can cut. I can do all that stuff, but I can't absorb any contact. Any kind of contact on the knee, and it hurts like hell. And the Nigerians and the Ghanaians that I play with, them men play rough. So I think I'm just going to have to hang it up. What do you think of Arteta and Tony Pauly? What do you think of Barca and Madrid final yesterday? I think Barca was the better team. You know, I think if there was a fully fit Mbappe, Barca's high line would have been in trouble. They risked it. They risked it with Vinny and still got burned. So imagine if Mbappe was on the pitch on the other side, they couldn't have played that high line, which would have given Real Madrid some more space. But I think Barca was the better team. Part of me believes that Xabi Alonso really didn't even he wasn't invested. Like he took Vinicius off when the game was still within reach. You know, but the game kind of went at its height at the beginning of the first half. The rest of it was, kind of dead. The way I play football, I caught numbers in the attack. Offense, I check distances, all sorts of shit. Joseph Barberry said, I don't really care about Saka signing a contract for Arsenal. I don't rate him highly. And that's the thing. Saka was supposed, at this point in his Arsenal career, the entire fan base should have been universally behind or supporting Saka as our best player. And unfortunately, he hasn't since his injury. Now he's gotten selfish as well. And part of that might be that he's hearing the noise. He's hearing the noise about his GA, so he's, shooting when he should pass. But this is management, right? This is when Saka is what, 24? 23, 24? So as a manager, as a senior, or as a leader in the team, you're like, brother, I know you are a winger and you do this and you do that and you are the star boy of the club, but your primary purpose as a winger is to create chances for your striker. And now in modern football, when we're talking about fullbacks and right backs, we talk about what they do going forward and we forget that that's a defensive position. And now when we talk about wingers, because wingers are scoring so many goals these days that we forget that, brother, you're supposed to be here to score for this, create chances for the striker and get a couple of GA now and then. I think if they were actively playing for the striker, Gyökeres would have had a couple more goals by now. Then he needs a healing year. He needs to be playing academy type minutes, but we can't keep defenders fit. Fair point. I've heard David Ornstein say the biggest club would have won Saka if he was attainable. He isn't all that. I think Saka becomes a free agent. He would have no problem finding a job. Rashford is at Barca. Come on. Adama Traore was at Barca. Martin Braithwaite was at Barca. You know what I mean? Mariano Diaz was at Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying? Matthias Tell was at Bayern Munich. I think Saka's better than all them motherfuckers. With 4 goals in a year. Yeah, the output don't match the input. Black say, fuck the Bears. Let's go Packers. It was only Newcastle, Villarreal, and Olympiacos. Saka deserves just $300K. Not his fault. He has a fraud as a manager. Go get the bag, son. Yeah, you did, man. You told me. Oh, Ruben's first signing. Okay. Yeah, he's not it. I'm sorry. I have to walk that back. I'm not gonna be wrong and strong on that one. Every coaching staff in Europe failed R9. Poor training and conditioning for him. Yep. He should have took off for the surgery when he needed it. But those coaches at those clubs knew their seat was hot and they had to win, right? The pressure, at AC, Inter, PSV. So they knew that at 80% R9 was better than 100% of the players in the world. And I'm not saying that to Glaze. You know what I'm saying? Him at 80%, maybe at 70%, was better than 100% of the footballers in the world at the time. So he had to be really fucked up for him not to play. But it is poor. It's poor. He was poor on the part of the staff. Duty of care is a thing. I don't care about Saka. I don't rate him. Big up BBK, the sports legend. Big up Quadra, man. Hope you are good. I'm looking like Benny Blanco. Ow. Ain't no way in hell. He's overrated. He's a kid with maximum resources. He should go to Yale and Harvard, but he keeps flunking the test. Some strong words in the chat this morning. Hey, keep him coming, man. It's a safe space. 3-2 and goals. You don't want to see a final full of goals? Yeah, I actually, in the group chat, I actually predicted 5-2. But I'm saying the goals, 4 of the goals came towards the end of the first half. The rest of the game was kind of dead. The goals came in a cluster. Big up to DG2, 640. The draw is today. So yeah, give me Leicester. There are enough dead teams in this shit still for us to get another easy draw and make it at home. Yep. Give me Leicester at the Emirates or, one of the League 2 sides. Give me Barnsley after they beat Liverpool, Don't want any Premier League matchup. Yeah, give me Leicester or one of them shit sides. And should Liverpool get by Barnsley today, give them Man City. So one of them can knock each other out. Yeah, I'm here for that. Because if that happens, then Boateng is going to be on with the quad top. He's going to be back. Nobody's going to elevate under this coach. They just look like system players needing help. And that's not necessarily a bad thing if the system was good. But I can't even defend the system. The system has been shit. Arteta is holding Saka Black, overplaying him. Definitely overplaying him. Telling him to trap back and hug the touchline. Get this manager out. He's created 37 chances this season. 37 chances in what? So in 20-something. I don't know. Is this a lot? Is that enough? Or should he be doing more? So Tomorrow, Newcastle versus Man City, Carroll Buck first leg. I am going. Is this at St. James's Park? I'm going 1-1. Yeah, I think they draw the first leg. Dallo could have played Sesko in twice. Bruno once for 3 great chances, but they fucked it up. Yeah, I'm surprised Bruno did Bruno overhit the pass or something, or didn't play the ball? Because the thing with Bruno is the problem I have with Odegaard. Bruno at least tried to break the lines. Now he gives the ball away a lot trying to break the line. Odegaard doesn't even attempt the pass. He makes the safe pass, the sideways pass, and then runs over there after he makes the sideways pass to get the ball back and to do a turnaround. And more often than not, 4 passes later, the ball is back at David Raya's feet. Bruno would at least try to get the ball, but most of the time he gives it away. So all these strikers could have a lot more goals if they got fed 100. That's blazing if it's true. It is. Big up to Martin Tapp saying, big up BBK Sports. Big you up, my G. Manners and respect. Coming to you from the Monday morning on the Pacific Northwest. Big up all the silent listeners, 24 you locked in. Do hit a like on the video, please, and thanks. And do consider subscribing to the channel. We do this daily. Football conversation. Skin color, you're thereabouts with Benny Blanco. I'm like, what? If anything, I'm older, so Benny Blanco looks like me. Yeah, give me them. Give me them. Yep. No, wait. Give me them at the Emirates. Yep. And then give Man City Liverpool at the Etihad. So one of them can knock the other one out. Bro, chill, man. I need Liverpool to win for my bet. Wait a minute. You can't. How is that bet work? Because Liverpool are the favorites, no? Like heavily over. So you'd have to bet like $25 to win $1. I'm thinking that you would need Barnsley to win as the underdog to make a good lick on that bet. Bruno shot it into a block. Okay, got you. Hello, man. Give Gyökeres a season with Bruno Fernandes under a different manager, and he'd be bagging over 30 goals in the EPL. Yeah, you give Bruno the complete impunity. Like every time you get the ball, just hoof it to Gyökeres. Why do we try to make Odegaard a primary playmaker? His duty should be to spread around. Yeah, so play him as the 8. Play him as the 8/10 with another 10 on the pitch. And it's not like we don't have that. We have that in Ethan and we have that in Eze. I said a couple streams ago, or a month ago, 2 months ago, I asked the chat, I asked the panel. I'm not sure if it was a panel show, but I asked the question, and it was a great discussion. If we gave Gyökeres the team sheet and said, pick the starting 11 you want to get the best out of you in this game against Chelsea, who do we think he's going to pick? You think he's going to pick a midfield of Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard to put behind him, like Arteta did at Anfield, or like he did at the Emirates versus Man City? He wouldn't pick that. He wouldn't. Honestly, you give him the clipboard. Let's say you write the names of the 10 players you want behind you. I'm sure he doesn't care who he puts in goal. Probably puts Raya in goal because of, Raya's ability for distribution to hit a long ball. Yeah, probably. But he's going to pick the same center backs, full backs. He's going to give it a work rate of Timber and probably Calafiori. Probably in Capier, because Calafiori will be occupying spaces that Gyökeres should be in. Excuse me. But there is no world that you ask Gyökeres to pick the team and he's going to pick that shit midfield that be behind him playing sideways passes. He wouldn't. He's going to pick one holding midfielder, if any, and he's going to pick 2 guys who can get him the ball. And he's going to put the wingers who can get him the ball. But we don't do that. He's going to pick Eze and then the team from the first 8 to 10 games. Now, Eze wasn't great yesterday or on Saturday. He wasn't. Not gonna lie, and you all know how I feel about the Eze. But he wasn't great yesterday. So again, I don't expect him to start against Chelsea on Wednesday. It's going to be Mikel's go-to midfield. Now we have enough evidence because we haven't won with that midfield to say that it may not be the one. But while we're still top of this and still top of that, it's very difficult to make that case. Right? It's okay. We might just have to wait till it falls off the rails to be like, well, we tried to tell you that this midfield wasn't it, right? And you have to try something else. But we get closer to Wednesday and we hear about the training sessions. I typically don't read his press conferences or listen to them, but I think if Havertz had played another game in addition to this one, he would be starting against Chelsea. But I don't think his fitness is all the way there yet. So I think he will go with Gyökeres. Just left wing is always iffy because typically Martinelli plays well against Chelsea. There are teams in this league that Martinelli plays well against. Sometimes he used to play well against Liverpool, fancy the goal against them, and sometimes he usually does well against Chelsea. For this one again, I'll probably play Trossard, because of his finishing, and the chances may be few and far in between. I don't think Liam is gonna do the open and honest thing. I think he'll be very reserved to start the game, especially with no Caicedo, and there won't be a whole lot of space. And in tight spaces, I trust Trossard more than I trust Martinelli. Saka is gonna play, Nani did well on his set pieces. It's crazy, isn't it? How football works, where we have Nani. Nani all of a sudden knows how to take corners, but forgets how to take penalties. Because the previous game when he was on bench, I think he was the Brentford game. The corners were shit. None of the corners would beat the first man. All of a sudden, all of his corners now are dead on the money, but his pen, absolute ass. If we'd gotten Osimhen over Gyökeres, my bro would have been getting Odegaard's head off in those late passes. Havala, Victor Onani. He is a nutter. Pause. Big pause. Osimhen would have cursed out Saka and Odegaard. He probably might, that Niger boy. But I think any striker who's worth their salt would have. He's starting either way. Mikel's love to start unfit players. Damn. Look, the thing is, right? Gyökeres seems like one of those guys, one of those nice guys, and he knows that they're the profile of the players at Arsenal who've been there before him. Saka and Odegaard. They're higher ranking. They've been here, so he can't come here and throw a stink as the new guy, right? And it's one of those things that probably why Mikel, because he likes these type of nice guys, isn't it? He doesn't like assholes and mavericks, right? He doesn't like people who will run a red light every now and then. That's why the guys with the personalities were, banished out the squad at the, very first opportunity. But the squad is the squad, and at this point, if hand on heart, I don't believe we reinforce this January. I don't think we get anyone. I don't even think there'll be any outgoings. There's nothing to indicate to me that Gabriel Jesus is going to go anywhere, not on those wages. And based on the injuries that we've had this season, I'm looking at the club is probably going to make the decision. We're not going to make our team weaker by letting guys go. Should the opportunity present itself. Maybe on deadline day, you might hear a couple of rumors here and there. But I don't think the squad is the squad. 2 people for every position. Right? Excuse me. I respect that from Osimhen cussing out Lookman. He was right though. I got to call out the guys not passing when players are free. And anyone who thinks anything else of that has never played football. If you play a game of football of 90 minutes and there is not some disagreement, even if you're winning the game, At some point, you will cut someone. You know, defensive lines. You're playing center back. Your other center back, he leaves you hanging. You're gonna cuss him. But when the game is over, you leave it there. But that's how you hold your teammates accountable. You know. But Lookman has that problem a lot, and there were a lot of Arsenal fans who wanted Lookman. I wasn't one of them. Got the receipts to prove it. I think he is a good player, but I think he suits that Italian league. I think Atalanta is that's where he belongs. That's his level. He had a game out of his life in the Europa League final. Well done to you, young man. But I've seen you at Everton. I've seen you at Fulham, and you weren't it. Did Scott McTominay scored 2 goals yesterday? Did he not? Like, how often do we see that? How much more evidence do we need that that league and the Premier League are like night and day? See, Lukaku goes to that league and bang, bang, bang. McTominay looks like a world beater over there. It happens. Lookman is one of those players. He'll bang in that league. Remember Anguissa? Anguissa was at Fulham. No one even knew he was at Fulham. He was just I'm at Fulham, just a regular player. He goes to Napoli, looks like a world beater. That league is different. Anyone look at the Bundesliga table as of late? Bayern Munich, it's goal tally, and look at everyone else's. These other leagues, they're not that very competitive. VO9 was in the right to get mad. How many chances did they waste when they could have passed him when he was clearly in a better position? I love how furious he got. This happens in every game of football at every level. You know what I mean? Because you got there running around like a headless chicken and man that passing you the ball. I'm saying Lookman is often selfish. I got you. Odegaard is average. McTominay, world beater, Scott Maxey. He looks like he's found his level. Have you heard this yesterday? Martinelli has found his level. Yes, he's found his level. McTominay has found his level. That's that league. Shit, I think if Martinelli goes to that league, he'll cook. Shit in the Prem. But over there, you can't tell Conte shit. You can't pry him away from Conte. Just different football, different spaces, different tactics. So, I asked someone the other day, I asked them, hand on heart, do you think if we switch Erling Haaland with Gyökeres right now, do you think Erling Haaland would struggle in the Arteta system? There was a slight uncomfortable pause. And that slight uncomfortable pause was the answer that I needed. The fact that you couldn't outright say yes was the answer that I needed. Erling Haaland, generational. Scores goals at a ridiculous, alarming rate. And then I asked you a simple question. Do you think he would bang or would he struggle in the Arsenal system? And you have to pause and think about it. Tells me that you don't trust the system. And it's the system. You know it's the system. Because if it wasn't the system, you would be like, he would bang. It would bang. There was not a system in the world that R9 would struggle in. Because he was just, sits at the goal table and that. But the way Erling Haaland scores goals, and I'm asking, you think he would bang here? And you're like, that's the answer. You don't even need to answer the question now. I got my answer. System is shit. Doesn't happen at Arsenal. Gyökeres be running around while Odegaard and Saka playing around him. But I'm saying he doesn't think he has enough seniority to flip out. He wants to be the good guy, the nice guy. Yeah. So he might flip out, or he might say something after the game, but he knows that he's not the manager's favorite. And he can't be on the pitch throwing a tantrum. He can't give Arteta any other reason to bench him. Because right now on the form, he's benchable. You don't like that? He was playing CDM for United, not his position. Mm. Holland will become Aslan. Aslan under Arteta, you know. Haaland is not scoring in this system. I looked at his 100 goals, Saturday. We wouldn't provide any of those assists. We don't play anything like City offensively. I swear. Man, pause. And this is somebody who, has great footballing opinion, someone who I respect highly. Bro, do you think Haaland would bang or he was struggling at Arsenal? Okay. So now you know. Now you know why I'm not on this. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? System is shit. 26 locked in. What we like? What's our like count? What we doing? It's a sweet thing. They avoid confrontation. I know this for a fact. Yeah, and I appreciate that nugget because cultural differences are a thing. And as someone who's lived all over the world, I can appreciate that. And he is not gonna do it. Haaland would definitely struggle playing for Arteta. Anyone who's an out and out number 9 can thrive under Arteta's tactics. Is an Arteta fanatic. Anyone who says an out and out 9 can, yeah, I got you. The manager does nothing to help Gyökeres, and that's a fact. So the thing is that the last out and out number 9 we had at Arsenal Football Club was Aubameyang, yeah? Mm-hmm. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And he won a Golden Boot at this club, the last one to do it in 1920. And coincidentally, that's the last year we won anything. But that wasn't a full season under Arteta. The following season, 2021, a full season under Arteta, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Golden Boot winner, out and out number 9, mustered up a whopping 10 Premier League goals. 10. Then in half a season, after he left us, he goes to Barca and scored 13 La Liga goals. And now he's scoring goals still for Marseille. He doesn't. This guy was the anomaly. He was the exception. He's not the norm. Ibrahimovic is like E-Ross. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Under Arteta was looking like Pierre and Nketiah. There were games when Aubameyang would be out on the left wing trying to cross the ball with his left foot and look so clumsy. We were so bad. Alba got moved to the left wing, and then the next season goes shit numbers. Left went to Barca and Bag, left to Marseille and Bag. The system is trash. How much more evidence do they need? Seriously. How much more? It's not an agenda, people. An agenda won't survive the facts, right? An agenda won't survive the scrutiny of the microscope of the facts. The reality is every attacker. We don't even have to limit it to out and out number 9s. Most attackers struggle under his system. You know what I'm saying? One thing for sure, Haaland would have a Viking, Saka, Odegaard, or the manager long ago. I tell no one even think of realizing Gyökeres with the early pass down the side or over the top is frustrating. And that's where he thrives, isn't it? Yeah. Those extra 2 or 3 touches, cuts out the space. Heck, even Lacazette stopped scoring. Yeah, brother, Lacazette was not only Laka stopped scoring, Laka stopped finding himself in the box. Sometimes we'd be attacking, and I'm like, where the hell is Laka? He's on the center circle. Like, can he not run? Nah, this is our system, how we attack. Left for Lyon and back everywhere. How did he find his finishing boot? Oh, man, it's wrong. Ibra is not a pure Swede, bro, like Gyökeres. We don't know. Alba got red card playing left wing back in Arteta's system. It's not a new agenda when you show the numbers and the actual data. They ran off silence. Notice how it's never debated by them. It's silence. Lodge up the Mel. If you are a good Mel, you consuming some NFL and some NBA, yeah? Big up Mel, people. Make sure we go over there and give Mel a cheeky sub while I big up the legend that is Suge. Suge going through a rough time with the fam right now, but big up Suge. We love you, bro. Do your thing and get back safely down under. Now, I fully expect a quiet transfer window for us. Not so much for Man City. I think Man City might do the Gahey thing. You know, they can do the Gahey thing, or they can recall Akanji from loan, or they can go sign another center back. Either way, they need help defensively. I hope they don't. Gives us a chance to try to run away with this thing. And if City want to do us a favor and self-implode by not signing any defenders, be my guest. But that's not what they do. They spent $250 million last January. You know? So, but I don't expect much from us. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Villa is near to signing Gallagher. What Gallagher? Connor. Is he out of favor with Simeone? I'm missing. Really? Ah, no way. No way, bro. I thought he was. Excuse me. Conor Gallagher. He comes off as the quintessential Diego Simeone player, workhorse. You know, is it a loan or permanent? You know, Villa, he could help Villa. You know, he'll be serious. That would imply that the Kamara injury is more serious than they thought. He's going to be out for a while. MLS is the new scapegoat. Funny how he becomes shit overnight. You know, England call-up last year, playing out of his skin. This transfer window is for the mid-table relegation team and see who they bag. I know Villa spent on some randoms. I think that could be a good one for him, not going to lie. So January transfer, I'm saying one name, Serge. Hey. Suge been on the Serge Gnabry thing for the most consistent take. Serge, Suge. Suge, Serge. I hear it. And that's coming home. We'll take him on a loan and pay half of his salary. You give us some good left wing play. Arteta needs a left back. May I interest you in a national baller called Alexander Zinchenko? Zinchenko. A left back. May I interest you in the starting left back for Scotland? Well, I don't know if he's the starting left back anyway, but you know, he fired Scotland into the World Cup. Yeah, remember that guy that we let leave the club for free from the left back position? A pure and true left back, not an inverter. A left back overlaps, crosses the ball. I think Gyökeres could appreciate him. Yeah. Because Calafiori doesn't do it at the level that Kieran Tierney does. Calafiori steps inside. No, well, he can overlap and he can deliver a ball, but he mostly steps inside. So does Skelly. But we'll let Tierney go for free. Then purebred English boys don't like leaving England. I called something. That's what it's called. The shit that's going around, that's what it's called. Yeah, whatever it is, man. I caught it. And just when I feel like I'm getting better, I'll be like, I was fine until I got to Atlanta, waiting for my flight. Leaving Atlanta when I landed in Seattle, I felt like shit. Airplane is a damn tube in the sky littered with germs in that. Loan to buy or something. He ain't playing much. Think he has 5 starts in the league this season. Wow. That'd be good for Villa. Yeah, do that. Get that done, Unai. Because we ain't got to play Villa again. We've played Villa twice. You know? Need Villa to come, and take points off everyone else. Do it. MLS, I've never rated him as much as you did last season, but last year was decent last year. This year, he is awful. Vinny spoke too much. That book cooked him. Yeah. And Vinny, he thought he was saying something, I'm telling this generation of self-snitching is not just limited to the TikTok craziest. It's the footballers are doing it. 1 assist versus Atletico, okay, but I was saying that game he was bad defensively. He's never been good defensively. Never. Not even last year. Even with the call-up, he wasn't good defensively. Because everyone's saying, every single one. The opium. Who becomes United interim manager? Is there? I'm sure there's a bet on this. There's a bet going on somewhere on this in Vegas. The bookies are saying over under. Zinchenko might become back to Arsenal and might sign his new contract. Nah. Fuck all that. That's going backwards. That is a back pass. This saying Carrick. Keep Fletcher, man. Like Carrick. Okay, where are all the managers in the world that are lined up for this job right now? Because this is what Rio said, right? Rio said Arteta would leave Arsenal and go coach United. Touchline facts. It's the biggest club in the world. I support the biggest club in the world, mate. Big up the touchline facts. Where are all the coaches in world football who are lined up to come take the job for the biggest club in the world? Where is it? Am I missing something? Managers should be tripping over themselves to get to this job. Why is it not happening? Is the cat out the bag? Now people realize, hey, that's not even a poison chalice right now, brother. It's a seasoned spliff. It's a shit sandwich. Nope. It's a fuckery. Nope. Rip up that contract. City need defenders. Send him back to City. Zinchenko is a better 8 than a 10 than Captain Snortgard. If it wasn't for MLS and Ethan breakout last year, would have been a bigger failure than it already was. Yeah, that's fact, Suj. And you would think that there would be some level of loyalty there from the manager, right? They're like, you saved my ass last year. Let me reward you with some more playing time. Kind of like this year we see Chiesa has saved Arne Slot's ass a couple of times. And is not rewarded with more playing time. He's not. Hardly ever played. What's going on? We should get his mouth sewn shut. Rio should get United and steal Arteta from the summer. God, please make it happen. Yeah, he said that on his spot. United fans clipped it and sent it to me. I didn't even know certain Man U I did content until there's a dig at Arsenal, because there are people who still don't, because I'm a small channel, don't get many views and all that stuff. So Arsenal fan, he must love Arteta. He must be a loon, so they'll send me shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, come on and take him. But what I'm saying is, Ruben's been sacked for about a week now, week and a half. Where are all the managers around the world tripping over themselves to get to that job? Because I believe when Arteta gets sacked, should he be sacked, there will be a bunch of managers telling their agents, I want that job. Yeah. Saliba Gabriel, Timber, oh, I can work with that. You know, I can work with Saka. Declan Rice, right? I can do something with that. Tell your people to talk to my people. I could even do something with Raya, right? Because after the performance that Unai Simon just had, he might not be the sure shot for the Spanish goalkeeper starting job. These ex-United players are not the smartest. Interested, out of curiosity, what's your all-time Arsenal 11, BBK? Ooh, shit. You know what? Shane and Kenny and I have a show for that. You know, the off-topic that day. So Shane, Kenny. So I'll give you. It's not gonna be my all-time 11, and then we're gonna go around and pick players. I don't know if you're familiar with the Shane Gooner and that, but obviously, man, I don't want to give it away for the show, but TT is in there, Tony is in there. I have some doubt between Nigel, the partner Tony, or do I go with Sol? You know, that was some trepidation there. You know, a lot of Arsenal fans still hate Ashley Cole. He's in there for me. You know, Patrick's in there. Dennis, you know, there's always, I don't even want to disrespect and say an honorable mention for Liam, but you know, but yeah, out of respect for that show, I'll those are the type of names. But yeah, tune in for that one. Make sure that you go subscribe to Shane Gooner and keep up with us. A big up. That's a fantastic question from Martin. Can you do something with Marino? Yeah, we can do something with him. We can keep him as our emergency striker. Right? Because we can say it now. We can officially say it now. All 4 of our strikers are fit. Jesus, Gyökeres, Havertz, and the emergency man, that is Marino. And speaking of the emergency man, at the hour and 8 minutes mark, people, we have been blessed, we've been bossed, we've been roused by the legendary, don't even have to say his name, you know who I'm talking about. Run the track.
Maybach music.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown.
Don't trouble no one. It's like boom, bye, bye, in a body boy head. You wanna promote no nasty man, them a feed dead.
Maybach music.
He's here, people. Big up to E-Ross, the boss. Maybach music. Big up BBK. Hit the like and subscribe, people. You know the deal. Hit the music. When he does it, hey, listen. We do what the hell E-Ross tells us. If you want to live, if you want to live, the man who knows Victoria's Secrets. Yes, people. If you don't know, you know. That's what we do over by BBK Sports. We have to acknowledge the man. Pick him up every single time, man. E-Ross, pick up the community. You know, Underground King. That's what he is. Yes, BBK. I sub to Shane the Gooner, Lee, Aaron, Northside, all the streamers, all the real ones. I've subbed to another real one. Big up, man. Big up. And I thoroughly enjoy those shows with Shane when it's the off topic and we can just take it away from the craziness that's the now, right? Because even on last night's stream, I was saying in 99 when United won the treble, but we came second, every single Arsenal fan that I know was pissed the hell off because we lost out on the league title by 1 point. You know what I'm saying? Lost out on the league title by 1 point, and we were all mad. But we finished second last year and the year before that, and somehow it's celebrated. Like, what are we doing? Last year was especially painful because Man City didn't win the league and someone else came and snatched the title. Like, how lame can we be? You know? The first one, caught everyone off surprise, not supposed to win it. The second one, took it down to the last day. Fair play. Still should have won it. It was in our hands. Lost to Villa. But last year, when Manchester City won, they went through a run of games where they won 2 of 11 games. And somehow, in match week 38, we're 3 points behind us. They actually won more games than us last year. That is crazy to me. Crazy. Hey, we have to do something different. And we've tried everything, right? We've tried everything. We've had the stellar defense. You know, we've tried the inverted wingers. You know, we've tried the link-up players and the link-up this. Now we have the out-and-outs. We've tried everything. And at the end of the season, if we don't have a minimum of 2 trophies or one of the big ones, then we might have to consider, well, not might, we should have to consider new manager. Man, legends. Yeah, E-Ross, man. E-Ross. Wahaha is wild for that one. That was a good one, Wahaha. Not gonna lie. Really enjoy Shane. Hey, brother. You see Shane, yeah? You see Shane and that damn Gianni. Like, there are a lot of people that I know for a fact don't want to be on a panel with Gianni. Because Gianni, for a young dude, he knows so damn much. So you can go memorize stuff and go on a pod. Yeah, you just have a bunch of, but can you talk tactics and have historical references in real time in a football debate? Not everyone is ready for those conversations. I don't think there's anyone better on YouTube than Shane and Gianni at that. Well, I'll say Shane because Gianni, he has a channel, but he hasn't started doing content consistently. But there are not too many people who can relate tactics with historical references like that damn Shane Gooner. And Shane Gooner will bow down to Kenny Ken when it comes to that type of stuff. So when I get to sit on a panel with Kenny Ken and Shane, I don't even want to talk. I swear to God. When we do the off topics, when Shane is there and Kenny Ken is there, I really don't want to say shit. I just want to listen. This is why I get pissed off when I watch the roundabout and I see Kenny Ken sit there for 45 minutes like this. And then I see Igal talk for an hour. And the show is a 2-hour show. When Kenny Ken just sits there and Igal's just waffling. The show isn't about football at that point. Because he should be quiet and let Kenny Ken speak. You know what I'm saying? He's back again. Maybach music. E-Ross had this as a backup for when it was my turn. Hey, see that damn Doc? That's Doc Seymour. Hey, he still hasn't gone. No, it's got to be him next time. Make sure that he is in. If you're married in real time, bro, real time. That's what I can appreciate, because I tell you what, I know a lot of football. It's the sport that I followed religiously since I was 8 years old. But I will tell you that I don't know everything. And I'm always willing to learn. You know what I mean? But it's Miranda Kerr. Hey. Gianni's very good, all right. Very knowledgeable. But the only reason we won't lift silverware will be because of the manager. And this team rotation, team selection, and this game management, 100%. So this is the thing, right? I've made a very simple statement, but I think it could be profound at a very shallow level. That the manager who gets their rotation right will win the league. And typically that's usually Pep. He rotates well, takes a couple of risks earlier on in the season. For the business end of the season, he has fully fit Gundogan's, fully fit Rodri's, fully fit Kevin De Bruyne's. Meanwhile, we're going to the Etihad with Rob Holding. You know? Because our rotation's been shit. It's funny. I'm the same way sometimes when certain people speak, bro. You just need to sit back and absorb the information. Like, I cracked the code in the Army where I was even able to make CW4. Like you just find a CW5 and listen. They will give you all A's. But you walk into the room pretending like you know everything, then they won't tell you nothing. Just relax. Just relax. It's all good, Doc. It's all good. Just know that you are overdue for your Eros tribute. Monster has done his. Wahaha did his thing. You know, I'm here. I always got one in the chamber. You know, but big you up, man. Big up, Doc. But yeah, man, when I'm on the panel with Kenny Ken, I want to hear what Kenny has to say. I want to hear what Jez and DJ has to say about this. Can't listen to Posse Souls. Trash trying to speak over Kenny Ken or DJ B. So I don't watch it live. I do watch it, but I don't watch it live because if I watch it live, I'll get pissed off and then don't watch. So then I watch it on the playback so I can. I purposefully watch it on the playback so I can fast forward through Christians and Egal's fuckery. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying that they don't make a good point every now and then, but there be obvious points, you know, obvious points that I can't, that, you know, like 2 + 2 is 4. Okay, great. You know, I'm not going to subscribe to hear you say obvious shit, you know. But yeah, big up, man. Big up to the Doc. Hey, a reason why we're giving to yep, big up, man. Giving 2 years in a mouth, 1 mouth, man. Listen more than you talk, but in a footballing discussion, do you think you got 30,000 followers and Kenny doesn't do content, so you think you can speak over him in a football discussion? It's mad. Absolutely legendary. What I'm here for. Yeah, but big up, people. What time is it? It is 8, almost 8. It's coming up on 8:30. I do have a 9:30 engagement, so I do have to love you and leave you. But people, please do hit a like on the video. I might be back later to praise Barnsley for knocking out Liverpool out of the EFL Cup. Should have happened. But if not, we'll be back tomorrow. The weekend warm-up is back on with me on the Waffle Down. We'll be here Friday for that. But there's a lot of content between now and then for that one. Big up to every single one of you absolute legends. Like I always say, people, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.
Kill them with you know. Just make a boy know you're not blow. Take side. Everybody, need somebody, Simma, who got the keys to my bimmer? Who am I? The girls, them sugar. Look into my eyes, tell me what you see. Can you feel my pain? Am I your
Maybach music.
Rocco. This a survival story. True get a story. I'm drinking rum and Red Bull, and you see, let me heart full.
Just give me the cheese, I'll make it smoke it, yo. Smoke it, yo.